enjoying the analysis here. My name is Axeltoss. Feel free to interact in the chat and say hi. What's up, Bora Quats? This is definitely live. Actually, define re and define live, you know what I'm saying? But here we are in this wonderful game. Let me make sure my mic isn't muted. That would be quite disastrous. No, it is not perfect. Alright, we have Liquid Sheth, a purple Zerg player in the bottom left. And his opponent in the top right is the blue Protoss player, Bisu. Bisu is the guy we've been focusing on, so we're going to go to his vision in the early part of this game to see what he's up to. Very fast guy indeed. Already up there on the APMs. The map is Daybreak. We already saw a Sheth game tonight, or this afternoon, or depending on where you live this morning time, whatever. You can almost see my face now. Perfect. So yeah. Daybreak. We already saw a matchup between these two gentlemen on the map of Ohana. And it was a very interesting game. It was honestly well played on both sides. Ooh. That's important. That probe just got destroyed by those drones. Why so dark? Something to do with the sun. I do not know why it does that. Because it's bright behind me, and then it's a little bit darker here. That means I'm like completely in the dark. Anyway, back to this game. Bisu lost his initial probe, which means he's probably going to have to send out another one, which is exactly what he's doing. So, already falling a little bit behind in this game. As silly as it sounds. But we can see here, units lost. He's definitely behind. If you can define a game as being behind, this would probably be the scenario. Now, you could consider, okay, he's expanding. I'm not getting into the math. Nothing too significant, we'll just say that. But he does have to send out a second probe, which you never want to do. It's more of a mental thing, if anything. Like, you know, you Zerg players, you know what I'm talking about. Like, when that probe comes in, it is honestly your personal goal. It's all you want to do is make sure that probe dies. Probe just wants to see what's up. He's just trying to colonize colony, and he just wants to see what friendly friends are on his map, and he sees you there, but there's something about that probe that the third player does not like. Generally the fact that it tries to prevent you from expanding, which will make any Zerg player angry. And on the same token, Protoss players love being annoying with that probe because they know how much it irks the Zerg player. It's hacking drones, stealing minerals, blocking the expo. But yeah, Sheth doing a great job taking down that first probe. Now, second one coming forward here from Bisu, trying to check on the progress of this third base. And look at this back and forth action. Bisu, like, back to his natural, back to his main. We're on Bisu's camera right now, by the way. So we're seeing exactly what he's doing. Back to his main, making a probe. Back to his natural. Back to his main. Looks like to do it. Okay. Cybercore. See what he's going to do next. Still building probes, making sure not to overbuild them because you need all that money. Oh no, the Ling's going to run by! Bisu caught completely off guard. Ooh, that's not the hugest deal. I don't know if that's worth it. Sure, he's losing mining time. He could just send those probes to the main. But he might want... Yeah, he wants to prevent those Lings from running into the main. And his Zealot is about to get out. Now, if he hadn't been building that Zealot, this could have been disastrous. But he should have been hold positioning the probe. I'm not sure if he was doing that, though. Because obviously hold position the probe will prevent the Link from running by. A little bit of a risky play there from Sheth, but a lot of players will mess up their wall, so I'm kind of okay with it. Zealot trying to track down those Lings, saying, get back here. The Lings, though, from Sheth are obviously going to be microed fairly well. Because that's pretty much the only units he has to worry about at this point in the game, trying to target down some probes. Bisu does not want to lose any probes at this point in time. Cannon getting a kill there. Stalker finally gets out on the field, and these Lings are going to die. So, I'm not sure if that was worth it for Sheth. Ooh, that Overlord might die too. Yeah, that definitely wasn't worth it. Bisu, the only unit he's lost is one probe from earlier. But Axeltoss, he lost mining time. Sure. I see someone asked that in the chat. Thank you for interacting with me in the chat and asking that question. Well, that's true, but you got to think about the amount of investment gone into those links or placed into those links. Because all those links could potentially have been drones. Not all of them. Every two could have been a drone. That's larva you're using on links and not drones. So you have to consider that. And Bisu is going to do some 4-gate pressure. He realizes, okay, I might have a timing here because my opponent invested a lot into those links. He's not necessarily going to be prepared. We have a lot of links on the way here from Sheth. He's only at 40 drones, so let's see what happens. Pylon being placed fairly close, of course, as a Zerg player. It is one of your duties to make sure a forward pylon does not get placed down. And we see 5 drones in the production tab here from Sheth. A lot of links on the field, though. Speed is only about 20% of the way done. Some links coming up to the top here to try to make sure nothing crazy is going on. To spot that pylon, though, I would imagine. Are they? No, they're not. Wow. Bisu's pylon is going to be staying alive. Stalkers, not the best counter to links, says Chuckles Laugh in the chat. Well, if they're slow links, stalkers are just fine. But of course, if you lose the stalkers, if speed kicks in, then it becomes not fine. But I feel like Bisu kind of knew his opponent's speed was a little bit delayed because of how much investment he placed into going for that run by a little bit earlier. And Sheth, at the same token, once he got those links by into his opponent's natural expansion, might have been like, hey, I got some time here to do whatever I want. So he might have delayed speed on purpose. Now we see, oh, another link run by attempt, but those links might want to be back here helping defend because the queen is gone. Roach is going to be misrallied here towards this third base. Drones are vulnerable in the third as well. And Sheth's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with this. Meanwhile, the probes, the links have been taken care of, cleaned up in the natural expansion. And Bisu, still plenty of stalkers alive. Sheth adding on 26 more links, 2 roaches. Bisu's ahead in harvesters though, by a lot. So Bisu can continually add units, be more cost efficient, and Sheth is going to be in a world of hurt, especially considering he doesn't have roach speed on the way, he doesn't have any evolution chambers on the ground. I don't even think he has a layer yet. So, but Sheth coming forward with all of these links, Bisu microing away with the stalkers, and needs to warp in some zealots here to potentially deal with these links. Lots of roaches there as well. Sheth with 22 more links in production, so doing a great job with his ejects. Behind this, we see a Twilight Council going on and a Robo, so we should start seeing more probes in production here from Bisu fairly soon. Also, would not be surprised to see a third placed down fairly soon as well. Also, the addition of sentries in the main base right here or right here in the next few seconds, I would not be surprised at all. And there we see the sentry. So, Bisu is going to give up this attack, and there we see the 4 sentries. Why am I so smart? I don't know. I didn't ask for these powers. I did not. Blink on the way here from Bisu. Sheth is going to realize what his opponent is doing, but he just made 10 more links, so he's investing so much into units at this point in time. His drones are pretty not so good, 42. So he might have been relying on the fact that his opponent took a third. Like, this is kind of what happened in game 1. But the third isn't there. Bisu is going to be a little bit more safe, realizing how much his opponent just invested into those units. Realizing, okay, his drone count probably isn't fantastic, so I'm going to use this to get a tech advantage, and then take my expansion a little bit later, adding on an observer here. Interestingly enough, not adding on a Robo. Robo Bay? Nope, just focusing on Blink. So he's going to be focusing on Stalkers as this game goes along. I wonder if he could just turn this into a counter Blink Stalker all in. I wonder. Okay, there's a layer on the field. Oh, he's starting Overlord speed. What is Mr. Liquid Sheth? What are you up to? Blink is about to finish here. +2 ground weapons is halfway done. This is our second to last replay of the day of this afternoon. Of course, after this, we'll be having rules of engagement with Mr. Axeltoss. Following that, we'll have some more MVP replay analysis. Probably baby replays. Terran player. Very good Terran player. Yeah, now Bisu has Blink. He has Immortals in production, +2 weapons about to finish. I wonder if he's going to start straight up with +3 weapons and then go for some sort of 3-base all-in type play behind Blink Stalkers and Immortals. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. Only 52 probes, so he could theoretically stop probes now. Send just enough, probably send about 16 over here. So if you have 16 here, 16 here, 16 here, that's 54 probes, I think. Or 48 probes, excuse me. And then 54, that's six guys in gas, so probably 4 more probes and then cut, and then send just 18 over here, and then just go for an Immortal Stalker all in. I think that'd be solid. Behind +3, I think that'd be a really solid play. But of course, Bisu doesn't necessarily know what we know as far as exactly what Sheth is doing. as far as just now starting fungal growth, just now starting his hive and his spire, so he's not going to make many more units as this game goes along. These lings can be dealt with proper blink micro control. Now, the issue here with all those lings is the lack of ridiculous splash damage from Bisu, but that can be kind of compensated for in the use of optimal blink stalker control. Of course, if you control your blink stalkers properly, the lings shouldn't be able to do damage anyway, and incorporating a few zealots is going to be just fine as well. Of course, proper force fields is good too. Borquat saying, Bisu versus some Terran player, please. Yep, next up we got Bisu versus Major. Just for you, Mr. Borquat's in the chat. Bisu loading up a War Prism with 4 zealots, or yeah. Adding on a cannon. No probes in production. Doing what I said? Is he doing what I said? 66 probes. Plus 3's about to finish. I got a pylon. So he's going to send this Warp Prism into the main base here. Going to drop some Zealots. Sheth has not necessarily seen this just yet. The Spire is vulnerable. 7 Infestors on the way. However, Sheth might just straight up go for a counterattack. Look at all those lings. Bisu going to spot this. Throwing the Guardian Shield, blinking forward. Going to completely wall off his natural expansion. His third is so vulnerable. These probes going to have to right-click to a mineral line. A mineral thing. Oh no! Sheth, a little bit of misclick here. Every single Zergling was trying to get through this gap to attack this cannon. Probes! So many dying there. Great pickoff there from Sheth. Great little counterattack. Bisu needed to just completely wall off here. Honestly, wall off there. Put a pylon, couple pylons here. And maybe even a cannon in the middle line. And just keep those probes there and just not worry about the run by. Meanwhile, the Zealots have been cleaned up. They didn't do much whatsoever. Very cool. Very cool counterattack there from Sheth, buying himself a good amount of time. 6 Corruptors on the way, but no Colossi in this army. Fungals are going to have to be perfect. Stalkers blinking forward here from Bisu. This base will not get up. Sheth really wants to wait for Broodlords, but might have to engage here. Ling is going to go for another counterattack. Did he completely wall off? No, he didn't completely wall off. Bisu, you're vulnerable. So Bisu might have to give up all these probes in his third. Okay, gonna try to mineral walk away, adding in a sentry, gonna force field the cannon. So it doesn't die. Oh, the sentry's gonna die. Zealot's gonna die. Okay, Bisu's pretty much as all in as you can get here. He has to kill Sheth with this push. Sheth has the Greater Spire about to finish. Gonna be making Broodlords momentarily. And then gonna be hoping those Broodlords can get on the field. Uh-oh, Zealot's getting here into the main base of Sheth. Not targeting down the Greater Spire just yet. They're gonna be swallowed up by those Lings and those Corruptors. Meanwhile, Stalkers blinking forward, trying to deal with these Infestors. These Infestors need to stay alive to help out those Broodlords, but Sheth is losing absolutely every single one of them. Spying Crawler is getting dismantled by the Stalkers and Immortals as well. Keep in mind, these are +3 Blink Stalkers, +3 Immortals. Sheth going to be retreating his Lings and his Rushes after killing the third base. Does he have an answer to this force? No more, actually 4 more Infestors on the field. 6 Broodlords in production. Sheth is going to have to give up his natural expansion. Force Field's going to go on the ramp. Force Field's going to go on the ramp. There is the Force Field on the ramp. Keep the drones. Look at all those drones that are dying. Oh, the carnage. Sheth has Overlord speed. But I don't think he has drop. No, he doesn't. Lots of drones dying in the natural there. And now Bisu's going to blink up into the main. But there go the Fungals. And now the Broodlords are on the field. I feel like that was a misinformed blink there from Bisu. Going to lose a lot of Stalkers essentially for free. And now he's going to have to blink those away. Immortal's doing, making quick work of those Broodlings. But is it quick enough? Sheth down to 1 base, but has Broodlords and has Infestors, so he's probably going to win this game. That was good, by the way. In fact, Infestors 4, and he has 3 in production. So, it's still going to be very difficult for Sheth, considering Bisu is still... Oh, he has the space at the top left! I forgot about the space at the top left. That's huge. Huge for Sheth. And now we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Hatchery getting taken out in the top left-hand location. Stalker's going to try to wrap around to get out of here, but Sheth is moving to try to cut this off. Bisu with some nice micro there to try to get rid of some Lings. Look at that Sheth that had those Infestors so close. Oh, more Infestors coming! Sheth was so close. If he just nails the Fungal there, he wins the game, essentially. Bisu desperately trying to get away. Gonna take that last blink just in case. Making more and more Stalkers here. Now, this is going to be tricky. Sheth doesn't have a lot of supplemental units, but he wants to be aggressive. He does not want Bisu to get this third base up and running. because Sheth has to rebuild his natural. He has to rebuild his natural. All he has is his main and 3 measly mineral patches and about not many drones. Down to 32 drones. So Sheth needs to make absolute sure this third doesn't get up. Now he could put the Broodlords up here. Very hard to target. Bisu blinking forward here with 2 Stalkers trying to target fire down the Infestors. Probes transferring into the natural expansion. Broodlords getting a lot of damage done. Fungals not necessarily going down onto these Stalkers. Sheth needs to prevent this base from going up, but it's up. And the probes are going to start mining. Ooh, I like this. Bisu is going to try to I thought he was going to try to cut reinforcements off. But he's just going to try to straight up base trade. And... Huh. So this is kind of cool. He can pretty much base trade. And think about the Zerg army from Sheth. It's very mobile. Infestors and Broodlords. If you play it properly, you can catch units off guard fairly easily. If the Zerg isn't completely on top of it, then that could theoretically happen. Now, Sheth getting a drone out immediately, but Bisu does not want this getting out. Because then they could build buildings, which keeps Sheth in the game, which Bisu does not want. So, Bisu really needs to kill every single one of these drones. Trying to, but I think they might get away. I like how he peeled them off, because he left some Stalkers behind. Oh my god, 1 drone is going to survive. Oh, you got it. Target the drone. Oh, got that last drone. I think that was amazing. Okay, Sheth still has 11 drones. Okay, he needs to keep these drones alive. If that drone had gotten away, Sheth could have won this game. That was so close. Did you see how Bisu literally sacrificed about 5 Stalkers to kill that drone? And it was the right decision because these are the only drones remaining. Here they go. These drones are the VIPs. Bisu needs to take them all out. Needs to blink. Oh, he has Stalkers cutting off the retreat path. These 3 drones need to get out. Oh no! 3 drones gonna get by. Uh-oh. Sheth needs creep to build on though. Okay, well that was good. Oh no, the Infestors are overextending! The Stalker's targeting him down. There are still Stalkers in the main that could potentially blink down. No, Sheth needs to keep his Infestors with his Broodlords. Okay, it's 55 to 52. This game is crazy. Call me maybe. Stalkers blinking down, targeting down the Infestors once again, but sacrificing a lot of Stalkers in the process. The Infestors are gone. That's the good news. The bad news is Broodlords are still in the air. The good news, though, Bisu has his third still up behind this. Sheth did not finish up clearing out Bisu's main. So, unit stab. Bisu has 6 Stalkers and 18 probes versus 6 Broodlords and 7 Roaches. Down to 4 Stalkers. Down to 3 Stalkers. Down to 2 maybe. Oh, the Stalker blinking away at the perfect moment. Wow. Okay, so Bisu's at 3 Stalkers. Plenty of gateways, plenty of money and gas. Oh no, once he rebuilds that cyber core, he can make about 6 Stalkers. Where are they? Oh, called it again. I should be a caster. Alright, Roach is coming forward to the 3rd base. But that's not a good decision because there are Stalkers here ready and waiting. And there's the trap! Bisu blinking forward with authority, preventing these Roaches from leaving Sheth. Every single unit is important. Observer chilling with the Broodlord saying, hey, what's up? Changelings finding something to do. Observer checking in the main. Infestors in production. That's exactly what Sheth needs. Just made 4 Infestors. This game is crazy. Alright. Alright, so... Bisu only needs money at this point. That's why he's mining there at the 3rd. Mining some gas, which is fine. But Sheth is going to start rebuilding this Broodlord Infestor. Sheth has how many drones? Sheth has 5 drones. And they're staying with the army at this point. Only 100 minerals, only 89 gas. He can't rebuild another base. Unless he long distance mines. Oh, the drones! No! Sheth! Oh, they're so important. He only has 1 drone left. You gotta keep those drones alive. Okay, finding the Overlord is a gigantic deal. No, BC's fine. He's just gonna add more and more Stalkers. He has the space. Sheth doesn't have a base. That's the difference. That is the difference. Oh! Stalker sniping and investor. That is the last drone. Oops, sorry for the terrible camera movement. That's the last drone. BC splitting up his units. Now he can afford to trade. Oh, did you see that? He blinked in just to kill the drone. And lost 4 stalkers to kill a drone. And now he can play for the base. I think that pretty much checkmated it. Once the drones are gone, Sheth has no ability to keep a building with his army. And Sheth can never attack. 3 infestors, 6 broodlords. Gonna have to win this game for Mr. Liquid Sheth. Bisu adding on 2 more stalkers. The infestors are vulnerable. Goodbye, infestors. And this game is now over officially. Wow. Chuckles laughs, saying he feels there needs to be a documentary on that drone's life. I would pay money to see that documentary. Alright, guys. GG's. Wow, what a great game there from both players. BC pulling out the win. So important to take out those drones. And you can see me now. Yay. Yay. Alright. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We have 18 minutes until... That was a sick game. That was honestly a really cool game. I hope you guys enjoyed it in the chat. Quick break, and then we're going to jump into the last game of this analyzation session. That was so sick. I still can't get over it. And then we're going to have rules of engagement. So, quick break, and we'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere.